What's up, fellow lords of gaming? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to jump more deep dive into looking at some of the systems inside Black Clover M, Return of the Wizard King, or whatever the hell they're calling it. Like, it's just weird. Just call it Black Clover. Anyways, what I want to focus on this video is just the mages and the mage system that they have in play. They've got a number of things currently going on inside the game to enable you, the player, to receive some SSR characters, and right now is a good way to just start getting your team going. The only problem I think overall with the type of the system that they have is that it's a gacha system, and so I think any Marvel Future Fight player that might be watching this video, you'll probably be a little disheartened from some of these things because a lot of the mechanics are very gacha heavy and they can get very expensive very quickly. So for instance, we can go into the summon shop right now to take a look at some of the things that are currently going on. So you currently have these seasonal characters that are currently inside the shop. Those characters are nice to haves, but if you notice on the characters, you'll have like the ability to enhance these characters. So you can see like it's a 5-star system basically to rate up the character even more. So your base level SSR or your UR or LR is going to be a lot weaker than the character that basically has these. What that means is essentially you, the player, has to play the gacha game. Can I get multiple copies of this character inside of here to make them the absolute best that they can be? Well, that just means spending more money. So you're never going to catch up to the whales inside a game like this. Gacha games, just understand that. Now, something that they do have very going on for like these seasonal mage drops inside of here is that they essentially give you a seasonal mage, and you can look at this implementation of what they call the Gateway of Reunion. Clicking on the icon will basically pull up some information for you about it. But basically, by clearing through the Gateway of Reunion, you get to choose any one of the characters, and you'll basically acquire that seasonal mage by basically doing some just standard regular in-game type stuff. Play arena 15 times, clear bond patrol missions 50 times, clear memory hall, and then reaching LR with any mage, things like that. Very easy, like I said, overall to do them, and I believe that you'll be able to do these twice. I have to go over my inventory real quick and check that, but I believe there's a consumable item that you can get for completing certain events inside of the game. I think it's the Mage's Path. Excuse me, I knew it was somewhere on it, right? But basically, for clearing the advanced Mage's Path, I believe that you can get another key, so that way you can continue on your path to basically unlocking 2 of the seasonal mages. And the events are basically things that you would just normally do throughout the game, and they complete, so it doesn't have to be like completed in order, but it unlock. Now, the mages in themselves get a little bit more in depth, and they get definitely depth heavy in terms of the things that they want you to do with those characters. So that's one of your ways to receive seasonal characters, or some form of characters. The other way is they're going to give you an SSR, so you're going to end up with a guaranteed SSR inside of the game, and it's going to allow you the ability not to have to re-roll the character. You'll get an SSR Charlotte basically to start out the game. I think that she's a decent character, but she's not that great, to be perfectly honest with you. So look to replace her as soon as you can. Then you'll be able to unlock a guaranteed SSR Jumpstart character. It'll give you a token inside the game if you're playing within the first 2 weeks of this game. You'll be able to get those, and you'll have the selection of a couple of characters inside of that game, and it'll basically be these SSR mages here. So like William Vengeance, Lotus, and Mars. These are some of the top characters that you basically want to get from there. Lotus is probably the #1 character that you want to probably jump from. He's a really good character overall, debuff type character inside the game. Mars is a defender type character. You're definitely going to want his character. And then William Vengeance is I think he's a debuff as well. I can't remember all of the character technical types offhand. The rest of the characters, they fall somewhat in the lower tier in terms of viability at the current moment in terms of the tier list, but these are characters that you're definitely going to want to have to get after. So essentially, those are the characters that you can have. Now, for every character that you basically unlock is going to be a gacha element to the game, like I said. So for instance, you've got a new rate summon up inside the game here for a Yami. So if you really want that Yami type character inside the game, this is where you're going to want to unlock him. He's a great attacker. He's probably the best attacker in the game currently. But does that mean though, unlocking him is going to cost you some of these summon tickets, which the game is pretty generous with through some of its systems. It only took me 2 chances to unlock him, but you can see here it takes you about 200 chances to guarantee that you unlock Yami. But like I said, with the need to level up the character to hit those 5-star rankings as well, you know where this is going, right? Not to mention, every character also has what are called mage skill pages, and these mage skill pages can be looked at like the artifact system in Marvel Future Fight, where equipping these basically gives you a passive skill, and enhancing that will enhance your passive skill. So you get the point, right? Like, in order to basically get those skill pages, you're either going to need to come inside your skill page summon up event, and you can see these are inside of here right there. So like, these are all your skill pages that are basically available to you, and you're gonna have to roll and pay that money, or you're gonna basically get them just through your normal summons as well, so you have the ability to get skill pages in here as well. Yeah, man. So you can see right here, for instance, the Yami rate up skill page is there, and you can see it's a 0.680% skill rate up. Yeah, man. It kind of sucks when you look at it overall like that, because you are looking at probably having to shell out, you know, even if you don't want to continue the roll on it, you want a more powerful character. Yeah, you're gonna end up having to basically pay out. So just think about it that way, right? So let's take a look at some of the mage systems overall and get into this. So basically, each of your mages, even if you unlock them at the lowest level on here, similar to 7 Deadly Sins, can still go all the way up to the LR rating inside the game. Now, how you unlock that LR rating is a little bit of an annoyance, because in order to get to those next levels, you're going to need to promote a character through the bond system. Basically, either playing the bond type missions to get that that XP to go there, or you can send them gifts in the form of like these gift boxes that, you know, can be collected in a number of ways, whether they're collected through game, but seemingly mostly through the store. So as you increase your bond level, you'll receive varying gifts basically for having that bond with those characters, all the way up to getting your characters to level 10 bond, and then you'll basically unlock the LR conditions, so that way you can then level them up. So it'll work just like this. For instance, I'm going to send him a gift, and you can see there goes the levels basically for sending him that gift overall. And that's the way it works, right? It's not like, it's not that difficult to understand. I don't have enough gifts to give to Mars to get him up to the LR rating in here, so I would have to take him over into the bond system and then basically get him leveled up from there. Now, you are capped at where you can take your character in terms of leveling them up at every stage. You know, it's 80 at UR, and then it's 100 at LR, and you'll need to collect these potions, XP potions. I really hate these potions. I think they're a silly system for the game, but it is what it is. So you'll end up have to unlock these potions. The potions can be acquired through, you know, some normal challenge missions and so forth like that, and you'll basically level up your character that way. So now, does it end there? No, there's still a whole lot more systems inside the game. So every character comes with specific skills, and like I said, they already have these pages. Those pages will need to be enhanced, and upon enhancing those pages, guess what? You'll get more from the game if you have those same pages available to you, and then you can just enhance them. So you have these normal SSR pages, or pages that you have like Breath of Darkness, which can be applied to any character, and you'll get these level of effects for enhancing those stars. So all the way up to your 6-star ratings, you'll basically get that all attack for the enhancement effect of that skill page. Some of them will have their own pages, which will provide an active passive effect, like Yami has his. And that's pretty decent. Then you have your individual skills. Every character has 3 skills. One like main, just normal skill that has like something, for instance, like taunt. Because he is a defender type character, you'll basically have a taunt that goes out, and then characters want to attack him. And then you have character things like where he can do stun on his second skill, which is like, you know, I guess his medium attack skill. And then characters have like these heavy attacks as well. Now, if you're lucky enough to get some of the characters that can be bonded, you can see these little links right here, they can perform united attacks. So if you were to have Lotus and Mars on the same team and you combine them, they will get these combined attacks, so that way you can then basically perform an even more powerful special ability. Once you unlock the LR rating for a character, they basically gain access to a buff, a unique passive buff that basically becomes there, and they gain access to an enhanced passive buff. So you can see the reason why you want to take those characters up. Now bear in mind, it's probably going to be a really hard time for you to level up some characters that you will get at SSR, because it's going to be way more expensive to get duplicates of these SSR pages and these SSR characters. Just simply the truth, right? That's the way gacha games work, and they continue to get you to spend money, which is something that we don't have to usually deal around with Future Fight. Outside of that, guess what? You also have the need to basically earn equipment through the gacha system as well. And equipping your character with gacha type items from here, and also having to grow those will power up your character as well. So guess what? There's going to be things in here, for instance, like your arena, where arena will provide you let's go to the shop real quick and I can show you that. Like arena will provide you access through playing, where you can get these arena points that you earn, and then you can purchase like some of these UR gears, or if you're impatient, then you can roll on whether or not you'll get those UR gears. So like I've only played arena just a little bit, and I've got 730 of these tokens. I can continue playing, and then I can hopefully unlock any of these you know, specific gear items that will help power up my character to whatever degree. So you can see this Goblet of Darkness set in here grants HP recovery equal to 10% of max HP upon defeating an enemy, grants 20% lifesteal. So obviously everybody's going to want to jump inside of PvP in order to gain some of these items overall. So it's not a bad system in terms of that, but guess what? You're probably going to end up at the gacha just for those as well, right? Let's go back inside the mage system so that way I can show you some more things inside here. So that's gearing overall. You're going to need to level up these gears as well in order to do them. Now, just looking at this Diablo-like system, that also means that guess what? You're going to end up needing to unlock these slots, these tiles, so that way you can equip specific gear pieces on here. There are modes where you can hunt gear pieces, and they will give you specific like buffs based on the number of items that you have. So if you had 4 of any one item, then you'll get 2 buffs for a character, and you know, you can then equip other type items if you have the space to allocate for them. Don't really seem to have that much space. I haven't unlocked these at the UR level over here, and we'll see what those look like, but they're additional equips overall. I can't wait to get the LR with my man Mars, but I also got my man Yami to think about on the back end. So that's basically gear. You then have the ability when you hit LR to enhance a character. So like, you know, well, you don't need to hit LR for this. Sorry, I'm lying about that. So if you were to get dupes of a character, you have a couple of ways of enhancing that character from their star levels, and you can see some of the enhancement levels overall here on the side, and you can see what it provides you. So that enhanced passive basically only comes when you get to these 6 stars. You see that? And then you can see over here, you can see over here then has the enhanced passive there. So you're gonna have to play around with those in order to get them. Obviously you're gonna want this because it's a 10% reduction in damage to make him more powerful. Now the really good thing is that they have made somewhat of a pity system if you aren't gonna roll multiple of him and you don't want to go the gacha way of trying to get multiple Marses. Okay, then you can look for these items in game, which are mage pieces that can be acquired, and there are some systems in the game that do provide these, and these mage pieces themselves will allow you to do that enhancement as well. Not a bad pity system in terms of what you're looking at for gacha games. Next up, they've got a talent system, and this just adds even more depth to the character, basically having to use like increased attacks or sharp mind attacks. You can see like some of these buffs for like battle frenzy, magic attack increases, ferocity, and so forth. All of these are slots that you can turn here to basically get those different effects overall, and you want to basically use those to flourish. So you can only have 2 of any given effect at any one time from those, and then you can look at that as well for like your support techniques. So like you can see here, Mars is a defense character, so I'm probably going to want to beef up his defense talents and his maybe like his max HP, his guardians and stuff like that, or his iron will. You're gonna want to play around with these so that way you can increase these, and you're gonna need to get these talent seeds from the game in order to do them. And you can basically spin the wheel to basically set up your, you know, attack, defense, support specific to the character. So you might end up with something totally different, but we know how the meta works with that. Now, the most annoying system of them all is perhaps the bond system. Like I said, in order to level up the characters, you basically got to do these bond type levels, and it's just not that cool to me. I'm not a fan of it, especially seeing they don't seem to be giving you quite a bit of these gift boxes, which really help accelerate. So really you're going to end up having to go into the challenge mode, and inside challenges, your normal challenge, you have the ability to do these bond patrols. And when you're inside the bond patrols, you basically can say like, okay, so I want to go inside the bond patrols and I want to basically do a bond mission with these characters. And you know, as you complete those with that character, that's going to enable you to basically gain some bond levels at a more accelerated rate, which is going to require you to level up your characters, you know, bar none. It's gonna need to be done that. So like, it's not a bad system in terms of like, you don't have to necessarily pay out to do it. They have the system in game for you to do it. It's just a little bit of an annoying thing to me that some of the things are locked behind that bond system overall. Like, I don't mind the reward system being there for that, but I do mind that the leveling system is locked behind that bond system. If I hit 80 with the character, just enable to me promote to that next level, but it ain't the way it works, man. It ain't the way it works. Characters do have costumes. I wasn't really pleased with the reward costume that they have here for Mars. Like, maybe somebody else will, but not my thing. Outside of that, I can't show you now because my Mars is ranked up on here, so I'll show it to you on you know, and you can see here that your characters can rank up for the character. Basically, you know, gear slots basically unlock with these characters, and you'll need to unlock these specific mage pieces that will allow you to unlock the next Clover, and that will basically boost up what you have. So like, for instance, here we go with Asta. I don't have any of the rank up materials to basically show, but if I was to go over here to, let's say, like a R ranking type character, let's say Finral for instance, and I was to look at this ranking up system over here, I can then say I want to increase all my 4 Clovers, and I can use the ones that I have from here to basically rank that character up. That's essentially what it is, right? Overall, not too bad. It's just that the systems just become, they start to feel a little weighted. Marvel Future Fight has started to do this a lot with the game, which is kind of like turning me off in the way that they're doing it, because it feels very inorganic to the way that we've spent with this game for over 8 years. If you're at the point where you're just trying to bring in these new systems, but it's taking away from the overall goal of where you were, then it starts to feel disingenuous, and it feels like you're now trying to milk me for things, because this is essentially what we have with Marvel Future Fight right now, where it's like I'm nickeling and diming the power levels on the character, and it wasn't there for 8 years, but now you're trying to do it. And you know, 8 years is a long time for a game to exist, and this is not a good way to usher it in my opinion. So that's just my opinion, you know what I mean? So overall, characters are pretty cool, animations are pretty cool, the mages are pretty cool, especially some of the ones that are available right now on release, and I don't imagine that this is going to be a bad thing for where they go with the future. My big fear is that it's going to end up the same way like a Bleach Brave Souls or 7 Deadly Sins ends up, where we're going to have multiple of these Asta and, you know, Mars and, you know, and Yami type characters running around, and you're going to be gotcha'd into systems that basically, you know, your Asta is good for the month, and then you need the next month you're gonna need this new Asta, so that way you can continue playing as Asta, and it's gonna accelerate beyond a pace that players are able to keep up with without shelling out dollars upon dollars. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see, but you know, it's a gacha game, and that's the bad part about gacha games. It's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily know how long I'll hang around the game, and I'm not really looking to spend too much money on the game, because I'm not a huge fan of gacha systems, specifically for that reason. You know, it preys on the FOMO, the fear of missing out. You know, I don't have the new character to play, and that new character is not going to take me into arena or PvP, or it's not going to take me here. So be mindful of that if you're planning on jumping in. They have been very generous at the beginning, obviously, to get players in, so we'll see where it goes down that path. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you want to know, if there's anything more about the mages in particular that you want to know about. But like I said, it's a fairly straightforward system, just a whole lot of mechanics overall into how you access these mages and how you play. I'll leave off with you guys here because I do want to level up my Yami, and I'm going to basically do a couple of summons on Yami's new rate up summon and see what I get. I wouldn't be mad if I ended up with a Lotus, for instance. I think this is a good one. I don't know if there are different animations or all the different animations outside of colors. Okay, it wasn't a good one. I thought when the door opened it had like the rainbow color, but it wasn't. So we collected some skill pages in here, and then you can see like some SR. So like for instance, I had SR Asta already, and because I have SR Asta, then I can use this to level up Asta. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Let's see what we get here. See, I thought like when it opened, it looked like it was like a rainbow color, but it was so goddamn quick I didn't know. And nothing again. So you can see what I mean here. Like, it'd be nice to see like some of these skill pages. So we get a one inside here, so I can finally use that 4-leaf to level up and then we get Mimosa's piece right here, but I really want Mimosa for the other one, and we'll do one more here because I don't have any more. What we get here? Come on, give me something good. I'm not complaining just because I've already gotten, and nothing good. I already gotten a my Yami from just the first 2 pulls. I was hoping to maybe get like another Yami, for instance, but it is what it is. But not too bad. I did get a skill page specifically for Asta, and so I can use this directly on my Asta inside of here. And I did get the Noel's page as well. I didn't mention this, but there are ways inside the game for you to unlock some of these skill pages as well from just exploring the open inside game world. So this is pretty nice overall, at least for the SRs, because like I said, you're going to end up needing to invest some value inside these SRs, because leveling up your SSRs are going to be very, very difficult inside gacha games. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, peace.